Hey guys, we're back with another tutorial for this week. Today we're actually doing, what's it called? It's Festivalbini by TotorRo. I'm not sure if that's how you actually say the name. And it's a pretty good song. The tricky thing is that it actually has two guitars as far as I know. And the tougher thing is that it actually, I haven't found any videos of them playing, or at least like good videos of them actually showing the guitarists and showing what they're doing. So it was completely just audio based, me making this tab, but I think I have it pretty close to what it should be. At least when I play it, it sounds fairly similar. And yeah. Oh yeah. And also, if you are just one guitarist like I am, what I normally do is I take one of these, loop station, and I will play it one guitar, which is first guitar, which is the first guitar in this case, and I'll loop that entire song over, and while that's repeating, I'll play the second guitar, and I'm looking at the mic for some reason. But yeah, I'll play the second guitar over that, and then it's just like I have another guitarist with me. And with that terrible explanation of me unplugging crap and weird sounds, let's get started. I'll go over the first part, or at least what I call the first part of each song, and I'll do the first guitar of that part and the second. So yeah, that's how I'll be doing this, and I'll have the tabs like right up here somewhere this time. And yeah, and before I forget, if you want to see the original song, you can click this link right here. And yeah, it's a pretty cool song. You should really check it out. And if you want to check out the tab that I made, you could click, how about, right here. And also, if you want to check out my, I made one acoustic guitar version of this song, and I should be posting it before this tutorial goes up. But if you want to check it out, you could click right here. I might do a tutorial for the acoustic version that I did. You could go ahead and let me know in the comments below over there if you want me to actually do that. It's basically just mixing the two guitars together, so then I could actually kind of get both parts ringing out with only one guitar, and slight changes to make it more, I guess, open or just generally acoustic-y. But yeah, so let me know if you want to see that, and I just might do that. So anyway, let's get started. The tuning for this song, it's drop D. Alright, so once you've done that, then we could actually start learning the song, which starts off with 5th fret on the 6th string. And then right after that, you play the 3rd string, or the 3rd fret on the 2nd string, and the 2nd fret on the 3rd string. And what you do is you do an up strum, because he definitely plays that 2nd string really strongly, but the 3rd string right there, it barely chimes through, and I'm still not quite sure if he means for that to happen or if he's trying to play them both like equally loud or something. But like I said, I was going off of audio, so I was barely kind of hearing it, but yeah, it's definitely there. Then you do that again, and then you do the same thing, except the 4th fret on the 6th string. And then you go back to the 5th fret on the 6th string again. So that whole part so far, it's... Then you basically keep on doing that, except you change the the fret that the 6th string is playing. So that first part, it's 5, and then those two, and then 5, 4, 5, and then you give it a bit, and then you play the 5th again, then the 4th, and then you play it open. Then you play the 2nd string on that 5th fret. And right here, normally I've been using my middle finger and my index for the the second and the third strings for the third and second frets, respectively. But when I get to here, which is where you play the second fret on the sixth string, I switch to my middle and my ring finger for those two. So anyway, second fret this time, then the fourth fret. And what you do is you repeat that whole series of notes 3 times, and the second guitar comes in after you play it just once. So I'll go ahead and play that part. I'll do it slowly just once, but then I'll do it up to speed with all the repeats in it. I'll do it 3 times. Now for the up to speed one. Alright, so for the second guitar, which comes in on the second time that you're playing through the first guitar, what you do is... Oh yeah, and this guitar is tuned the same, by the way. They're both tuned to drop D. So what you do is you play the 10th fret on the second string, and then you play the 10th fret on the first string. Then you play the 12th fret on the first string, and you slide that up 2 frets. And then you play the 9th fret on the first string still, and slide up 1 fret to the 10th. So that little part is... And then you play the 10th on the second and the first strings again. And then the 12th fret on the first string, and you slide that down 2 frets, like immediately this time. Then you play the 9th fret on the first string, and then the 10th fret on the second string, and then the 7th fret, still on the second string. Then you play the 7th fret on the second string again, and you slide it up 1 fret. Then you play the 10th fret on the second string again. Then the 7th fret on the first string. And then the 9th fret on the first string. So that's lots of notes. I'll go ahead and play that all real quick, slowly. Then what you do after that is you basically repeat it, except when you get to the part where you play the 10th on the second fret and then the 7th on the second fret. You basically abandon it and you just start kind of strumming the second fret on the second string and the second fret, or the 7th fret on the second string and the 7th fret on the third string. And there's lots of volume swell with it. Like you start off barely able to hear at all, if at all, and then you just kind of build it up slowly. So it's like... And that's where the next part is, and I'll go ahead and start talking about the first guitar for that. So the first guitar, it's basically the same thing, except instead of just playing this, you're basically doing like the the power chord version, I guess. Like if this was tuned to normal, it'd be power chords, but it's not. So the 5th and 4th strings, they're just on the same fret. So when you play the 5th fret before in the first part, you play the 5th fret of all the 5th and the 4th strings. It's basically 5, 5, 5, and you basically repeat that same pattern that I explained terribly just now. But yeah, there's tabs up here, so yeah, just look at those. There's no point to this video, just look at the tabs. So basically the power chord part of that, it's and still on that guitar, you're doing that, but also instead of playing these, you're basically playing the 7th frets on the 2nd and the 3rd strings. And what you have to do is you have to bar that power chord thing on the 5th and 4th frets, which is kind of a stretch for the 4th fret. But you play that power chord, and then you play that. And you basically just continue the same thing until you get down to these lower ones, which is where you switch to the 3rd fret on the 2nd string and the 2nd fret on the 2nd string. So I'll go ahead and play that real quick for you. So what you do is you repeat that one more time after you've played it, but at the very end, instead of playing, you just play the power chords, and the last one, the 4th fret, you cut that one short, so it's just, and then you play the 5th power chord, so 5 or 5th fret on the 6th, 5th, and 4th strings. Then the 4th fret on all those, and then the 2nd fret. And I find it best to just kind of bar it with my pinky for the 5th fret, my ring finger for the 4th fret, and my index for the second fret, which is kind of takes somewhat more muscle if you're not used to barring with anything other than your index finger, but it's better than just kind of going like. It doesn't sound as smooth. It's more like. So now I'll go ahead and explain the 2nd guitar for that. So for the 2nd guitar, you play the 2nd fret on the 3rd string, and then you slide that up to the 11th fret, and at the same time as when you get to the 11th fret, you play the 12th fret on the 5th string, 12th fret on the 4th string, and the 11th fret that you're sliding up to on the 3rd string. So that's, and you start strumming that. You can kind of see the strumming pattern up here. I don't want to waste too much of your time kind of explaining that. It's a simple pattern, and you can probably figure it out if you're listening to the song, but it's just. And then you do that slide again. Play it a few more times. And then you play this next chord, which is 12th on the 5th string, 11th on the 4th string, and 9th on the 3rd string. And you play that, and you can see the strumming pattern up above me again. And then you do the slide up to the 11th, and then you play those chords again, just like before. With some 8th notes in here, or I guess 16th, maybe? I'm not sure. You just add in a quick. So it's like. And then you do the slide again. Cut this one a bit short. Just a few of those. And then you play that 2nd chord again. And then you go down and you play the 2nd fret on the 3rd string, along with the 4th fret, or the 4th string open, and the 5th string open. And you just hold that out. It's playing along the same time as when the 1st guitar plays that chord, or I guess. So together it kind of sounds like. And what you basically do is you just repeat that same thing. The 1st guitar, it changes a little bit, but this one just stays the same because it goes silent as it does. So yeah, that's basically this. I'll go ahead and play it once slowly, and then I'll do it the same thing except up speed with the repeat. I should also probably mention that the first time I normally don't do the slide because I don't know, it just doesn't quite sound like there's a slide there to begin with. It just sounds like it starts off with that chord. But I'll go ahead and add it for now, just so you guys can kind of get a feel for it. So now with the repeat. Another thing I should mention is that sometimes I kind of, when I do the slide, because I'm way up here and I have to go fast, I'll just kind of accidentally nick these, the 4th and the 5th strings. But they kind of work together really well, so I don't really worry a whole lot about it. In fact, it might actually be that in this case, because there's lots of stuff going on. Like I said, I'm only working with audio, so it's really hard to tell. So you could go ahead and add in that as a chord, as like, but I usually just try to go for just that one string.